Ooh, it just lagged there.
Seemed like that worked. More or less. Kind of. Welcome, friends. Welcome. It is a auspicious moment as we begin what some have called the first episode of the 6th year of Apgamingreal broadcasting. If only because everything else that would have made that particular spot was canceled. Also, I want to say at my latest monthly Patreon Twitch sub meeting, someone asked me in all innocence why the Stars Without Numbers show had been canceled and replaced with a board game show. So we're back. This isn't a board game show. We're here to play Stars Without Numbers until McCommaker comes back. Then we boot Cotton off the show and go back to playing Dungeons and Dragons. Really? You're shaking your head no.
It sounds so harsh.
Yeah.
I was clear from the outset that this was temporary. Okay, you know what? These guys are the players. They can decide to do whatever they want. If they want to keep playing and bring McCommaker on, or maybe we go back and Cotton makes a new character or an old character shows up. I don't know. We'll figure it out later. Is Rad going to finish his guest appearance in this episode or the next one? I don't know. I don't care anymore. There's so much GM prep that I have to do over the week that I just don't care. I don't even care. Look, we did 4 hours of Battletech prep today, and Rad and I even had an argument over it. So that's where we're at, okay? We're already super extra this week.
Was it an argument?
It's only Tuesday. I felt like there was some argumentation going on.
Or a debate.
I think the debate was the clans are stupid.
I think it was just,
and then I was like, the clans are stupid. And Rad was like, yeah, the clans are stupid, Arthur. And that's why you should do what I want. And I was like, okay, we'll do that. Rad is not a guest appearance. Yeah, you know what? We're just going to do this thing where we bring guests on, and then they just stay on the show permanently. And at some point, we're going to end up with critical role levels of like 9 players at the same time. Jesus. That's how we're going to end up doing
We're going to be
this.
like a Dragon Ball episode. You know, where
I got to tell you, I've done 7-person streams before. It's absolutely fucking awful. Okay? I did it for a long time. It's really bad. Turn off display participant names. I haven't done that in Zoom yet, so it didn't work. Didn't change anything at all. Zoom participant names are still there. All right, I'm gonna try it again. So where were we? I was probably saying stuff.
Probably.
I don't know. You know.
You're saying how great of an idea it was to have Cotton on every single show of yours.
I mean, Cotton already is on basically every single show of mine. I don't know. Oh my! Oh, I don't. I can't argue with that, if only because it's inarguable. Does anyone know how to turn off the names on Zoom? I thought for sure that clicking turn off names on Zoom would do it, but for some reason it didn't do it. Although I could do this. No, I'm not going to do that yet. All right. I'm not ready to start the stream. I feel like I've made a mistake here.
Nope, we're good. Let's do it.
No. Yeah, well, I mean, we're here, so we're just going to do it anyway. Yeah. AP creating a harem? The only harems I have, sir, are virtual.
Or the ones with virtual drows with fangs, I guess.
There's only one drow with fangs. Where did...
How many drows with fangs around?
All of them.
I don't even want to hear about it from the guy who's into the tsundere big-breasted cat girl maids, okay? All right? Your clear fetish across not one, but 2 different games has followed us, Connor. All right? Has followed us.
Kaz beat up with that kind of chick.
Well, we were talking about Outlaw Star,
yeah.
So...
But that was all. Yeah. That was all in relation to Stars Without Numbers.
I don't think that's true. I think we did it before. We talked about it on the D&D show as part of preparations for Stars Without Numbers.
Yep. Okay. And I think you also took a photo with a cat girl last time we were at the cafe in this game.
Yeah,
yep.
He did.
Yeah, he still has it up in his bunker.
I'm sure he does.
Wow. I feel like you just accused him of something. I don't know what.
Just facts.
Facts, my. You always get. Oh shit. I might be in some deep trouble. Oh, I knew I forgot something. Let me outline one possible issue. Since the last time we've had this show, I switched computers. I'm on my new computer now, and a long, ancient time ago, I signed up for a program called Sectors Without Numbers. It's a sector generator that randomly generates stars without numbers sectors. I don't remember my username or password, so I can no longer access the sector for this show.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking lose it tonight.
Can you just read?
Connor, let's do your intro. Let's get started before I just fucking fall over and die. Jesus.
Or we'll save your show as usual, AP. We'll save it.
Somebody has to, really.
All right, so I'll just.
I didn't need notes to run this game anyway. It's fine.
Yeah, you're good. You're so experienced. I mean, 6 years. You should have this down pat.
You should have it. Pat, no.
Nice. But yeah, my name is Connor Hughes. I stream on Twitch most of the time. This is the past week I haven't been able to get online just because family's been in the hospital for a bit, so I've been sort of handling that.
Oh no.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I should be back online soon. So here's to that. I'll be doing some pinups, I guess. Other than that, how about you, Shep? What you been up to?
Hi everyone, I'm robSHEPart on Twitch and Instagram and other places. I draw D&D monsters, creatures, characters, commissions, that kind of stuff. And I'll stream later tonight, so we'll see you then. All right, Bearded.
What's up, guys? I'm beardedjalapno. JALAPNO. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, at all of those. And yeah, I'm open for commissions. I'll probably be streaming tomorrow. What about you, Cotton?
I'm Cotton. I doodle and stuff. You can find me on my Twitter or on AP's Discord. I'm also on AP's Thursday show and his YouTube podcast released whenever he needs to go on vacation or something show. Also,
Or when everybody else goes on vacation and something to feel.
yeah.
It's just there.
I'm also on the Sunday Game of Thrones.
Hey, is that live now?
No. We still have yet to have
Eventually
had
it will be.
Okay.
Will it? It's taken us 8 weeks to meet once.
I feel like next week it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I've been saying that for about 8 weeks. We almost met this weekend. But then a fucking thunderstorm rolled through Weisfull's area. We'll get there. I don't know.
That sounds like last week on this show. I had a thunderstorm and I lost connection. Sorry about that, by the way, folks. That was really annoying.
Unacceptable.
Because I was totally going to crush that game. I was going to win.
Weather-based technical issues are completely unacceptable.
Yes, well, I know.
It's
So
your
that's why I
shit together,
apologize.
Connor.
Yeah. I mean, I had a game plan. I was ready. And you were totally wrong. I was not the builder.
I guess we'll never know, will we?
I mean, I could tell you what I was, but I don't know. I don't want to give away my strategies in case we come
He was just saying you are a landowner, not the villain, right?
No, but they're like in that game, everyone has a secret identity, and you can be the builder, and you can win points by building as many buildings as possible.
Gotcha.
Yeah?
Okay.
Was that you?
Me? No, it wasn't me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know why you kept building buildings then.
What were you?
Because you said it was a good move.
I mean, buildings are the one building he built that allowed you to get 4 tokens for
Yeah, that was awesome.
2 gold. That's a very strong pick.
Yeah, well, I built the one with the clerics, not the 4-person one. I think that was.
All right. Well, the 4-person one was a strong pick, so whoever did that was way smarter than you.
Arthur was like, I thought I knew your strategy, but now I know you're bad at the game.
Actually, it wasn't that smart because I was totally going to use that building and exploit it and totally win the game. So
Yeah, that is a
I guess we'll never know.
viable and useful strategy.
yeah. Anyway, Rad, how about you?
Hey, I'm Radosaurus. Thanks for having me on the show. You can normally find me on Thursdays with a squeaky voice and Cotton as my co-star, because we're the two most important people on the show. Those other two guys, not so much, but we carry.
Yeah, as you know, most shows only have 4 people.
We carry
on them
it.
and
We carry
not
it for them, you know, because not everybody can be, you know, knocking them out of the park every time. So
GM's just basically not present on
that's
that
fine,
show.
though.
So
yeah, no, he's just a vehicle for the show to happen, not so much part of the show. As a longtime GM, of course, I say that. Yeah, no, I'm pumped to be here. I'm excited that we're going to play tonight. I hope everybody's family is doing okay. I know how that is. I know how family stuff pops up. So yeah, that's it. That's about it. You can find me bouncing around on Arthur's Discord from time to time as well. I did lead Arthur around in a verbal circle to make sure that I could eliminate his ability to make his NPCs good in the future by creating a logical loop where they're bad at everything that they do and having him admit that they're bad at everything they do. So in the future, when he's like, no, they wouldn't do that, they're too smart. And I'd be like, nah, remember, we agreed. They're not smart. They have to fail by default.
So why are they
this is just for anyone that hasn't seen BattleTech yet. The enemies he's talking about have historically in every single combat, even when armed only with the longest ranged of weapons, immediately run as close as possible and then stood still and fired everything until they overheated and died. So I don't know what clever tactics Rad believes that they will attempt, but they will probably continue to run as close as possible, firing everything
Whether they were
until
going
they
to
overheat and
attempt
die.
any or not, I have now made myself a safety net.
Excellent. You surely you have fooled me. You really tricked me real bad on this one.
Yeah, I know. Thank you for saying that out loud. It makes me feel a lot better about the time I spent talking about it today.
Well, it was only like 5
Yeah, it
minutes.
wasn't very long.
I've wasted way more time than that
What did I do
today.
today? Got anything cool happening in my life? No, not really. I went and did a bunch of pre-kids going back to school stuff. So like pre-K registration and re-registered my son going into 2nd grade, proof of residency, things like that. A lot of paperworky type things. Sent in for some tax stuff. Real exciting adult activities. Went grocery shopping. Yeah.
Ugh, I need to do
Oh, we've had the grocery shopping discussion
Stuff
before.
that people like to hear about.
How people look at you super weird when you go grocery shopping as a single
What did
father.
I watch? I watched I guess this is your show where you don't have long intros. Maybe I should just shut up and talk.
Oh,
talk
that's
about
not
it on
even
Twitter.
remotely true.
not
I mean, look, nobody beats BattleTech, but
I watched the new Hellboy. Has anybody seen that?
No.
Yeah.
Was it good?
It was okay. It was okay. I like what's his name? I like the actor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from Stranger Things, the guy who plays Hopper.
Right.
I should know his name, but I don't.
His name is Hopper.
Yes, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not big on Hellboy's look in the new movie, but that might just because I'm biased because Ron Perlman's Hellboy is pretty much like Hellboy incarnate, so it's pretty tough to beat. So I wasn't big on the new look, but the movie was pretty okay. It was a little paint by numbers, but it was enjoyable. I liked it. I liked the effects in it. Some parts were silly. Arthur won't like it at all because it has it has a couple of strings of Arthurian legend in it, and Arthur's a big stickler for the accuracy of the Arthurian legend. So
accuracy of the Arthurian legend?
yeah, wouldn't you say so?
Look, man,
I think it would be like
I
a
don't
banner
feel
that
like
you would
that's
wave up high.
even remotely true. I mean, look, no, we're gonna go into like a 20-minute debate here.
See?
What I will say instead is that the Arthurian legend has evolved so much over an 800-year series of cycles. In the very original first round of Arthurian legends, Mordred was not the bad guy. Mordred was barely even related to Arthur. The only mention that he gets is that he died at Camlin with Arthur.
Well,
Lancelot, one of the key figures of Arthurian legend, was added in the last generation of stories. Some French guy was like, you know, it'd be great if there was a French knight, and a bunch of French people were like, oh, that would be awesome. Let's rewrite the entire Arthurian legend about Britain from beginning to end. We will throw Lancelot in there and make all the British knights not as good as him.
I know you guys think Arthur's making a joke, but he's reading from an actual French manuscript right now, and that's exactly how the conversation went, verbatim.
Yeah, no, parchment, actually. Inked,
from scroll.
inked in sheep's blood.
Yeah.
The oh-ho-ho-hons.
That was the best. Yeah, that's spelled out in there. No, it was okay. It was good. You know, if you're gonna watch it for free somewhere, I'd say watch it. I wouldn't say pay money for it, probably. But I watched it for free and I enjoyed it. I was up late. I couldn't sleep, so I'm like, I'm gonna sit around and dick around with my resume and watch a movie in the background, and that's what I watched. And it was pretty good. It had a lot of kind of cool fantasy stuff in it. It only has King Arthur kind of like vicariously because I think they want to use Excalibur in the movie, so they have to have like something about King Arthur about it. But everybody else surrounding King Arthur, with the exception of Merlin, because you can't have one without the other, I think they might be made up. I don't know. I don't know the legend well enough to know if they're like references, like maybe obscure.
I'm gonna throw some names at you. Okay. I'm gonna throw some names. Gawain.
No.
Lancelot.
Mm-mm. None of his knights. I know almost all of his knights, and none of his knights were
Percival.
Nope. Mm-mm.
I know.
None of the round table characters were in it. It was basically just King Arthur, Merlin, and then a couple of like. It had an evil witch, but it was not Mordred. It was
Morgan Le
Well, it's
Fay.
Morgana,
No, it's all
Morgause,
different
Morgan Le
characters.
Fay. They've all been rolled into one character.
It was all kind of like it had kind of some pagan stuff in it, and
okay.
it was-
Let me just
it was
ask: if you want it to be Arthurianly historically accurate, you need to meet one requirement. All right. Did the person wielding Excalibur win 100% of their battles?
yes.
Excellent. It is now historically accurate.
Um,
You can't lose while wielding Excalibur. It's the sword of victory. You literally, if you're holding it, you always win.
yes.
You roll up listening to All I Do Is Win no matter what.
All I do is win.
Knowing that is interesting. I hadn't considered that while watching the movie, but it makes, I guess, the main character's choice a little more interesting because he can win no matter kind of like which side he chooses. Basically.
Interesting.
So, yeah, no, it was an okay movie. Again, not crazy about the aesthetics of Hellboy, but putting that aside, I liked most everything else about it. Again, it wasn't a real brain teaser or had real deep implications or anything like that, but it was a fun movie. It was fun.
Let me throw something at you, Rad. I put these sunglasses on so I could remove them for this conversation. I know you like tricking people into thinking things, so you'll enjoy this.
Okay.
Last night, I got Cotton to agree that she might want to watch Kill the Kill.
What?
I've been telling Cotton that for like 2 years.
Yes, but
You're the one who's always telling
now,
her don't watch it.
now she said, maybe I will watch it.
Look, it's a self-aware.
And now I'm frightened. Now I'm frightened.
It's a self-aware show that gives itself a hard time about being ridiculously anime. It's great.
It's pretty great.
It's incredibly fast-paced. It's probably
which
the
is best
fastest
part of
paced
it. It's
anime.
probably one of
in
the only
existence.
reasons
Oh,
I
yeah.
can watch it.
They like halfway through they have a recap episode where the recap lasts 2 minutes and is literally just a guy going blah, 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 but it's completely coherent.
Yeah.
Like auctioneer level speed. Is
Let's see.
there anyone that hasn't done a hasn't
No, I
done
think
an
that's it.
intro yet? I don't remember.
I'll just
I
put,
mean,
I'll
I don't
tack my
know.
last bit on there.
Okay.
One part I really thought was cool, my favorite part of the movie, was he fights some giants, which is interesting because a lot of times you play role-playing games and things like that. It can be kind of difficult to cinematically conceptualize someone very small fighting someone very large, right? Like that's kind of a weird imaginative space. But the way they do it in the show is great. So like, even if you just, I don't know if you can find it on YouTube or something, but it's like just Hellboy versus giants. Like it's really cool. I love the way they pull it off.
Got to take him out of the ankles.
It's a lot of fun to watch the whole giant scene.
Listen to this fucking dwarf over here, Cazador it up right now.
Yeah. It's like any
You know
any
what-
dwarf, any halfling versus any like large character is like
Okay.
this is pretty much how the fight has to go.
I'm pretty sure in Pathfinder, dwarves had a specific racial bonus versus giants.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So yeah, that's all.
All right.
That's it.
I have good news. I managed to figure out what my username and password was on Sectors Without Numbers, so I have all my sector notes. We're good. We're good here.
Sick.
Is there anything else we want to talk about real quick before we get into, you know, playing this game? It's been literally a month.
I just zoomed out and I realized I accidentally drew really tiny again.
Yep.
I mean, you draw really tiny every single time. Wow, that is incredibly tiny, though.
I thought it was
Yeah.
like a
Look at that.
size of everybody else's when I like zoomed in there. It's not.
But I came over to your
Bella is small enough that Norb could lift her.
I came over to your side and said "found you," and I wrote it. Did you not see that? You're so
No.
that you couldn't see when I wrote "found you" over it.
This is the power of vectors, friends. You know, the scalability of vectors is what makes it the superior platform for drawing. Yes, let's... I wish I knew a program that I could sell on vectors.
Quick Studio Paint
Has a vector layer. Yep.
You know, really, just... Let's just recall that vectors are superior to drawing in real life. Everything about real life sucks, and digital is better.
Only problem is there's no vectors in this program.
Really? How can you draw that small, then?
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, you must be really.
I don't know.
size.
I'm going to say
You have
vectors.
to using like a 1-pixel pencil.
Yeah. She's over here making pixel art.
All right. I guess the final thing I'll say is that we have a new season of anime out, and it's not totally awful. That's all I have to add.
Oh,
Not totally awful.
I actually have. Now, this is probably like old news, and don't laugh at me or whatever, but on Netflix, I've been watching Attack on Titan.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with watching Attack on Titan.
Yeah, I found it very interesting. I can't wait to find out what the origin of the giants are, or what the origin
Oh
of the
my
Titans.
god. Listen, let me ask you, what season are you on?
Can't watch all
I-
the anime all the time.
I'm assuming it's season 1.
You have such a long ride, my friend.
I've noticed that. I've noticed
No,
they love to
look,
stretch out the
of course he
story.
starts in season 1, but they don't stretch out the story. Let me tell you something. This the entirety of season 2 takes place over 2 days. It's 26 episodes and it takes place over 2 days.
Yeah.
It's the complete opposite of the Dragon Ball Z phenomenon. They go into micro level of... Okay, look. Attack on Titan Season 1 is very good. Season 2 is a little less so. Seasons 3 Part 1 and 3 Part 2 are fucking insane.
Okay.
Season 3 Part 2 is probably one of the best animes I've ever seen. Shit is so incredibly wild. The person who wrote Attack on Titan laid in plots for 100 or more episodes, and then was like, look, everything since the first episode, reveal! And I was like, oh my god. Every episode of season 3 part 2 was like, reveal, reveal! Look at all the magic tricks I've been performing before your eyes the entire time, using plot convolution. And I was like, oh, shit, this guy's like a fucking incredible writer.
Yep.
Yeah, trust me, stick with Attack on Titan. Even after the poop machine, still want to watch it.
I think you just hooked me with Poop Machine, actually.
But does it beat Golden Boy? I don't know.
I've never seen Golden Boy, but I'm gonna say yes.
Tough competition.
Given the fact that I've basically never heard of it, pretty much anything.
It's like a 90s anime.
It does sound like...
Wow.
All right, let me mark down the time here so we can get started. So, the very first thing that happens for the show is we see the original ship that all of you had, the New Dawn, or New Skies. And then a single note of a balalaika plays, and then a couple more notes, and then it's replaced by a stage coming up beneath the spaceship and lifting it up into the air. And we could see that there's a rock metal band portrayed on the stage in darkness. The ship changes into your new ship, the Beluga, and then it keeps switching, bam, bam, between the two ships. Nice, well-appointed, painted New Skies, shitty, falling apart, rusting, with only Beluga painted hastily by hand on the side of it. The rock music starts playing, It's a rock metal version of Istanbul, not Constantinople. Kush and Kaisky are on vocals, while Bella and Daisy are over there playing bass. Devi is the drum kit. Devi just is drums.
Beating herself.
And Leeto's over there playing lead guitar. And that's as that intro fades out, we find our characters in a conference room. The unfamiliar face of your contact, Aurora, who continuously changes their display form every time they talk to you, says, "I'm glad you got back to us. Now, I know it's been a while, past the date that we were going to leave, but our precognitive strategist has come up with a superior strategy to deliver you into the Gilded Fleet."
That's
Wonderful.
so. What's your plan?
We have learned of a future possibility that we would like you to follow. We've come into contact with a life form who requires assistance in defeating an enemy that belongs to the Gilded Fleet, one who is held in very low esteem by all of the Gilded Fleet factions. We believe that if your group is to assist this individual, you would be capable of proving yourselves to be worthy compatriots in the Gilded Fleet and be accepted as fellow pirates. From there, you'll be able to find and retrieve psionics as necessary. Just to sweeten the pot, this particular individual, their unique species, has a particular tie to Dr. Leeto's search on Scream history. When they and their predecessors experienced the Scream, they've done so in a different manner. More importantly, their technology, their spike drives, they're all completely alien to us. Your gaining the trust of this individual would be of great importance. You could uncover psionics within their species. You would be acting as the forebringer of the dawn of tomorrow.
What do we know about this person right now?
We have them waiting in another room to speak with you.
Oh, I see.
I believe that hearing it from themselves would be more effective than my simply repeating facts.
Makes sense.
This mission is non-negotiable. We must have you accept it.
Yeah, that seems like a good game plan to me. How about you guys?
We accept.
That's what we're here for.
Now, we've updated the registration of the Beluga. It now belongs to a shell corporation on planet. We'll be operating that corporation, of course, and through it, we've licensed the ship to you for 1 credit. You will be acting as contractors for our organization. So there is some distance between you and us, but do not dishonor or in any way damage the reputation of the Psionic Academy.
I salute.
What do we accept as sort of possible missions that they might give us, the Gilded Fleet? I mean, as pirates, they are going to have different morals, different scruples.
You are wild card operators for us.
Mm-hmm.
The reason that we have chosen you for these particular sets of missions is your complete lack of morality and willingness to carry out extreme tasks under extreme pressure. Just know that failure or disgrace are not options, and you will be disowned should either happen.
I see. We're expendable.
You walk a fine line, but you will be recompensed for it.
Sounds exciting to me.
So the door at the back end of the room opens up, and Aurora says, "Devi, if you'll wait behind for 1 moment."
I salute again.
As the rest of you shuffle out, Aurora goes, "I never got a goal from you for this week." So I don't know how to give you XP for this episode.
All right, I'll send you one real quick.
Okay.
Your goal is to gain XP.
Yes.
Well, it's a difficulty 0 goal, so you get 0 XP for it, and you accomplish it never.
Yes.
The 4 of you instead exit the room all at once and enter into one of those mirrored steel hallways that you've seen previously. There's no obvious exits except for the elevator at the end, but as you walk halfway down the corridor, a door to your right opens. And inside, Rad, why don't you tell us what they see when they enter and find Hermes?
Hermes.
Maybe you could show us Hermes, because I know we got that drawing there, but I don't know that we've concentrated on it.
Well, I'm working on it.
No, but Connor has control of,
yes.
of what I can see.
Well,
so.
that is, we'll call that a Hermes prototype. I'll tell you what Hermes
Gurren
looks like.
Lagann kill Hermes?
No, so Bearded came up
Look
with
at the fucking...
Bearded came up with a space ape. That's not what Hermes looks like though. Okay. It was a great guess though. I love it. I like the asymmetrical boots. He's got like one like Jordan on, and then he's got an
looks like a Final Fantasy character.
Fantastic. Hermes, for all practical purposes, looks like a tiny turn of the century astronaut. And what you would imagine, like the original space apes from Earth were probably sent up in. He wears a appropriately sized, but still, of course, baggy spacesuit. Probably, let's say close to akin to what you would find Matt Damon wearing in The Martian. Pretty close. Probably a little poofier than that, though. He is, for lack of a better term, appears to be a chimp from Earth, a chimpanzee, a full-grown chimpanzee. So not incredibly small, but a little smaller than a person. A full-grown human male, I would say. Smaller than that, not as big as like Caesar from the Planet of the Apes movies, where he's like large and in charge. Some maybe like 70%, 75% that size. And he's just casually lounging on whatever he's been given to sit on. Like if there's a table, he's probably seated on the table and not in a chair. And he's just kind of crisscross applesauce, waiting his turn to appeal to these people that he's come to for help. He's probably chewing idly on some, I don't know, space snacks. I don't know what constitutes a snack in this environment.
Cheetos.
So you're chewing on breakfast cereal called Vaderos.
Okay.
It's got a blue two brain-tailed creature and a large mechanical armored dark suit, and they're both high-fiving. And as they do, like a weird beam of light is coming out of their combined hands.
He's also got he's got a screen in front of him that's like it's projected, you know, so it's semi-translucent, neon colors, and he's kind of idly like one finger swiping through like Facebook or something like that, right? Like he's just going through the local social media. He doesn't appear to be, especially
when you're scrolling through, the first person that's on your screen is actually Bella, who walks in. She's getting a lot of Spacebook requests locally and seems to be very popular among some of the students.
Okay, so that is what you see.
Hey, buddy. My name's Kush. Sorry, go ahead.
Did you just call him cute?
Yeah, she did.
Hey, well, that's right. I am adorable. You can call me Hermes or cute. Either of those will be acceptable terms of endearment. And he kind of stands up on his short, squatty legs and will extend a long spacesuit-clad arm to shake Kush's hand as he approaches, which of course completely envelops his normal-sized human hand, wraps all the way around it. But it's in a big, thick glove too. So
you have like oversized hands?
Yes, big, oversized hands. Well, I mean, they're chimp-sized hands, which are much larger than human hands. And then on top of that, they're in like large gloves.
Okay, I didn't know that about chimps. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Hermes. Yeah, my name's Kush. I'll keep calling you Hermes, as opposed to cute. But you are pretty cute.
Suit yourself.
All right, I'm Rogr Leeto. It's good to meet you.
Roger, you're good with Roger?
Roger works for me.
Or is it Leeto? Okay.
Roger, Roger.
And your automaton friend here? What can I call you?
My name is Devi.
Devi. Well, it's good to meet all of you, and hopefully you've come just in the nick of time to help me with my current my personal tragedy. I'm from a place far away, and my species is just now kind of reaching its feelers out into the greater galaxy, and me and my partner were on a mission to sort of scout and learn as much as we can about other nearby close places. But unfortunately, we encountered one of the first people we encountered was not someone that was particularly keen on helping us with that endeavor. A man by the name of, and you have to tell me if I say it wrong, Arthur, Derek Allritter?
Yes.
Derek Allritter, which I later came to find is a bit of a local psychopath. He collects what he believes are rare or valuable species. He's a bit of a gamesman in that he collects anything he can find. And whether it be mistakenly that we're a sentient species or just that he doesn't care, he has abducted my partner in crime and imprisoned him. And while I have a particular set of skills, that set of skills is not incursion and rescue.
Where do you think he's located now?
Do I know where he's located, Arthur?
Yes, he is located in Sector 0404, also known as the Tris 23. It's where Bella and Kush were liberated. He operates outside of Planet Gilead.
What is your friend's name?
Apollo.
How long ago was he taken?
That's a nice name.
What's an appropriate amount of time, Arthur?
However long you feel.
Okay, I want to do... It's been 4 months. And as you can imagine, as a bit of a rarity in these parts, it's been hard for me to go it alone and find anyone, A, willing to take me seriously, and B, not trying to capture me also as some sort of experiment, which my kind don't take too kindly to.
Is it really the habit of people around to capture you like this? I mean, I haven't encountered that myself before, so.
You know, I haven't been around here all that long, but from what I understand is it's common in other races and species and cultures to adapt what you call pets and keep them as kind of lesser companions / slaves. I've seen a lot of this, and I even conducted some of my own experiments with it in this race of small creatures known as the cabots. But
is your cabot in the room right now?
No, my cabot has. Speaking of my cabot, it has also been taken and captured by Derek Allritter. So I'd very much like it back as well. Although, I don't know. It's been the only thing. This cabot, his name is Zeus, obviously, is the only thing that I've been able to emotionally connect with in this strange journey beyond our planet that we've had so far, and I miss him very dearly. Oh yes, and my partner as well. He's great. I need him back too.
As you say this, Hermes, from Devi's back, another piece of Devi detaches itself and hovers over towards you and begins patting you on the back. It's like a tiny little hover bot with incredibly tiny little arms. It goes, warning, emotional problems detected. Engaging soothing algorithm. There.
He freezes very still, and it's apparent that this is probably his defense mechanism, is to just freeze like he might be attacked.
That's
And then-
Norby.
Yeah, don't worry about Norby.
Norby,
He's your friend.
I see you have some sort of detachable cancerous attachment that provides emotional support to nearby creatures. This is very fascinating.
Scanning for cancer.
Not
He
cancer.
freezes again as the scan goes over him.
No cancers detected.
It's also medical. Now I can patch you up if you get hurt.
Wow, that's impressive.
Did you wish to indicate that someone in the room is hurt?
No, I don't think so.
Only emotionally, small robot.
So as you say that, the robot goes, emotional damage detected. Deploying soothing algorithm. They're there. They're there.
I would very much be interested in this algorithm. It might be
Life will get
very
better.
useful in the future.
There's a silver lining in everything.
I'm interested how you calibrate this soothing algorithm based on cultural norms and.
I was going to say, did that actually work on you? Do you feel better?
Warning, question outside of program parameters.
Stops for a second and thinks about it. I guess yes, actually I do, only because I'm distracted by this interesting device that I now want to know more about.
It worked.
Emotional outburst ended.
Yeah.
Ending deployment.
So-
Norby goes in reverse and reattaches itself to Devi. Like, shoot. It flips upside down and just lands.
Well done, Norby.
When you say that, Norby... whoop, Norby activated.
As it floats around, he does like little, he does like the Tony Stark hand motions to make his little in the air technology, like take snapshots and screenshots and pictures and stuff, sends them to his space drive so that he can analyze this robot later.
Oh, you do that. Oh, what they were trying to used to do back in the day, like Google Glass, you do this and it takes a picture for you.
So what do you say? Do you think is infiltrating a crazy person's odd collection of enslaved species something you'd be willing to help me with?
We'll do it.
To rescue both my beloved Cabid and also my wayward partner?
I was also burned in captivity. I will rescue your small friend.
Yeah, our mission is to rescue people in need, so it sounds good to me too.
Excellent. I was told that you all were the subject matter expert in this sort of conundrum. And of course, I'm willing to tag along and lend whatever aid I can. I'm skilled in the use of your technology and mine as well.
Yeah, our track record speaks for itself. We can get the job done, 50% of the time.
Well, your
Oh.
confidence is very reassuring.
Yeah.
50% of the time, all the time.
Yeah.
Do you have any experience with the Gilded Fleet?
I don't. I only know of them in passing. Just that they're an organization of some repute in the area. But as far as anything beyond that, no. Is there anything I should know?
They are not gilded.
Fascinating.
Gilded. Yeah.
Well, they're gonna be pretty rough, and we're gonna be expected to possibly do some questionable things for them. So just keep that in mind for the mission. Hopefully, we can avoid that.
Okay, go watch a movie or lay down or something.
Go be a kid.
Yeah, no kidding. That would be go child somewhere else. That would be ideal. I'd rather not get my hands dirty in any of the local
But
situations.
some things may be unavoidable. But I take it right now this person is in fact an enemy of the Gilded Fleet. So I think we're going to be killing two birds with one stone. Is that right?
Sorry, that sounds.
Just to be clear, they are a low respected member of the Gilded
Oh, okay.
Fleet.
Sorry. Okay.
They're considered to be garbage trash because of their slavery track record, but they are in fact a full member, unlike you, Kush.
Right. Okay.
Thick burn.
Okay.
So I missed it and I'm sorry, but does this rescue mission help us with the mission that Aurora gave us about infiltrating the fleet?
Well, I take it that we're to try and raise sort of a mission from the Gilded Fleet whereby they want to take out this person, because obviously they're already antagonistic to them. Is that right, Aurora?
Their indication is that they want you to go help Hermes kick this dude's ass, and in the process be like, oh, look at us, we're a legitimate member of the Gilded Fleet. You know, you have to prove your way in.
I got you. Okay.
All right.
They're not gonna be like, we're holding tryouts to become a ruthless pirate captain.
Well, I thought
You and 5 others will be trapped on a space island
I
together.
thought we were going to sort of convince them that.
Oh, you will convince them. You'll convince them by ripping this guy off.
Okay.
Okay, very good. So it's all coincides with each other. So what do we know of this guy's Derek Alritter's facilities or anything? Can we get any kind of plans or maps or an understanding of what we're getting into?
You can attempt that for sure. I believe that such a roll would probably be a connect roll, or maybe a no roll. Depends on how you want to approach this. How do you attempt to find this information?
I think we'll start with Aurora first. Do you have anything in your data banks about this person's facility?
Are you calling Aurora up?
I am.
All right. Aurora's just like, oh, and the form that they take this time is like a slug. It's just this little tiny slug that's being hollow generated on the desk, and it's just like, we have limited information about the various members of the Gilded Fleet. We are not an intelligence organization, we're a school.
Understood. So do you have any information at all, limited as it might be, about this Derek Alrighter?
Most of what we know we received from Hermes.
Okay.
I can tell you that a Captain Derek Alritter is registered to a spaceship known as the Doom of Man, and that he has a reputation. His other moniker is known as the Achievement Hunter.
I'm assuming
These
that's
are
not good.
the only aliases we have for him.
All right. Hermes, do you have anything else, or have you already told us everything you know?
Arthur, can I have
You have a bit more information.
I do.
You do.
Okay.
You want me to send it to you again?
Yeah.
I also want to ask, how did you get captured? How did your friend Apollo get captured along with your cabin? What was the method?
Capture.
Hang
How
on.
are you two
So let me read
separated?
what Arthur sent me, and then I'll make it up real quick.
You know, while he's reading that, I want to say that I provided Rad with some. We negotiated a way to a backstory and a storyline, but there's stuff he's making up along the way here. For instance, I didn't know what the name of his companion was.
Yeah.
If he hadn't had one by the episode, I was going to make up the name Hercules,
Nice.
because that makes it really good. I mean,
No, I like that.
it's the Greek mythology thing, but we've already got,
Apollo's fine.
you know, Apollo and Zeus.
I like maybe if they have a ship, like whatever their little scout ship is. I think maybe it's called the Hercules.
I mean, come on now. It either needs to be called the Ship of Theseus, or it needs to be called, what's the Argonaut. The
Yeah,
Argo,
the Argo.
yeah, for sure.
You know,
Come on now. We're gonna be strictly Grecian up
I
in
named
here.
that character that you don't remember on that show that you don't remember after that boat.
Oh, don't worry about that not remembering thing. I was gonna reference my not remembering during the show. Don't worry about that.
Can I just
Rad
read
is
this out
upset
loud like
because
it's my dialogue.
you can read it out loud if it's your dialogue. You can, you know, paraphrase.
Okay. Well, Derek is a very private person, as you can imagine. When you get up to kind of nefarious activities like capturing and enslaving sentient creatures, you don't put yourself out there very much on the local news. But he has very little contact with others outside of the auctions. He does stop every month to catch up with rising socialites and new money on the ship called, say it, Arthur, Carmillionaires.
Carmillionaires.
Carmillionaires?
Yeah, my mouth doesn't want to make those
Carmillionaires.
noises.
I know.
Carmillionaires.
Run by Carmel
Carmil.
Marwan.
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 All right.
It's fine.
The very Central Asian name.
It's a bunch of smaller ships welded together into a space-based luxury casino hotel and dance hall where Carmel DJs on his own personal floor and has all of these elite individuals get together and make nice with one another. It also hotspots as a neutral ground for trading information and exotic items. It's here on this ship that my friend and I blundered into this fiend, Derek. It was one of the first exterior elements that we encountered in our scouting. Up until that point, all we had been able to do was access regular telegalactic communication networks and learn what we could off of space internet. Then when we had our first encounter with actual alien species, we just had real unfortunate luck. I had just acquired my cabot on the same vessel, and then shortly thereafter, we were kind of duped into accompanying Derek to this area where he was able to basically turn us into items to be bought and sold.
I am Autumn.
Yes, you are Autumn.
Everybody waves immediately, 100%.
That's amazing that you entered the ship, you trusted them, and they just completely betrayed that.
Seems pretty, gilded to me.
Yeah, I want to say, Hermes, by the way, you're getting a weird feeling off of Kush. I don't want to paint too much of a picture here, but he looks like he belonged to the Gilded Fleet, either now or at one point. He's from the same general ethnicity. I wouldn't say he's got massive tattoos or anything, but he seems like a rough individual.
Okay. Hermes is the kind of cat that even if there are warning bells going off in his head, he will make absolutely no sign of it whatsoever.
Okay.
You would never know that he is on alert around Kush, though he may be.
He seems like a cool cat.
Yes.
Thought he was a monkey.
You don't yet know much about him, but he's a very calculated individual. I was only barely able to escape myself, and since then I've learned that he reappears once every 3 months or so, and at this same location to partake in the same activities.
So this location, is it called the auctions? Or is it called something else?
Well, the auctions are what occur on this ship. The ship is called the Carmillionaires.
Carmillionaires, okay.
About how big is this vessel? About how many people would you expect are on board, and what kind of security do you think we're walking into?
Can I have that information, Arthur? Can I have a
so
schematic that I've like?
I definitely feel like everyone's pulling it up on the room's local holo transmitter. So it's basically a enlarged version of your Beluga shuttle, your basic courier class shuttle, with a second courier underneath it, welded to it, and then like 4 other shuttles that have been welded in various other locations. If this thing is capable of making a jump, it will be a miracle. It's essentially just a bunch of large vessels welded together into a kind of monstrosity barely space-worthy vessel. This thing couldn't survive going into atmosphere without shaking itself apart. You get a floor plan. There's 2 main floors. Each of the shuttles serves as its own floor. The top level is the DJ Carmillionaire's dance floor / casino hall / poker rooms that are private, champagne room, that kind of stuff. The bottom floor is luxury hotels. It's got private conference rooms for meetings between the various members of the Gilded Fleet. And then there's a huge series of docks to which you would assume that the ship that Derek Allritter pilots, the Doom of Man, is probably docked in. And when Hermes was tricked. So the Carmillionaires is a neutral ground, and it follows certain rules. But once you are off the ship, those rules no longer apply. So Hermes and his companion were tricked to going on a Derek's ship, where the rules no longer apply, and his attempt to enslave them was on board his vessel, where he has sovereign power. Hermes escaped, but obviously Apollo did not. And his cabot was unfortunately captured in the result, one would think.
Okay, so 2 questions then. Then you say it's neutral ground, so I'm assuming it's not invite only to go on the Carmillionaires?
Hard to say. I mean, you can probably pull up like a Carmillionaires advertisement. There's a local VI that runs advertising for Carmillionaires that shows up, and it looks like Carmil Marwan himself with some gigantic DJ earphones, and it's like, welcome, I am the advertising bot for Carmillionaires. I am VI Carmil Marwan. What can I do for you today? Do you perhaps wish to register a hotel room, plan a party, or perhaps you'd like to attend a conference?
Plan a party.
Ooh, attend a conference.
Plan a party selected. How many members would you like to invite to this party?
6.
Excellent. A 6-person party room is available for 10,000 credits a day.
I look at Leeto.
Hold on, I'm checking our budget.
So while this is happening, it's showing all of the services for a 24-hour party room. It's got like VI butlers, it's got dancers, it's got like illegal drugs, unlimited alcohol, masseuses. Like, the list of available services can be reduced greatly in order to lower your budget cost.
Yeah, I think, what was that?
Let's get rid of the drugs. We don't need that.
Yeah, I remember.
Like 5,000 credits comes off of your bill immediately for removing unlimited drug use.
We could plan a party, but we could also just go. We could probably buy maybe some kind of animal.
I thought we were trying to be Gilded Fleet members. Would they take the drugs off?
Well, for budget reasons, yeah, we've got 5,800 credits, so that 10,000 a day is not going to do it.
I'm sorry.
Take off.
I'm having trouble following your conversation. It sounds as if you aren't capable of getting a party room. Would you like to register an overnight stay?
Yes. How much is that?
So for it's auto calculating based on the number of voices that it's heard that you require between 2 to 3 rooms, which will be 100 credits a night for a 12-hour stay.
That's much nicer.
For each room.
Yeah, we'll take 2. I guess 2 rooms.
How big are the
Understood.
rooms?
What? So the rooms are 15 by 15 foot, very, pretty well appointed for space-based rooms. Certainly, they're better than anything. It's bigger than your bridge, essentially. So it's asking you to reserve number of rooms and how many people will be in each room.
So,
well, we're 5 people total. I mean, depends on who wants to bunk with who, but
yeah. So
registering Bella Honeywell and Devi, 1 room.
Correct. Yeah, and the rest of us will split the other room.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Registering Kush Hussein. Warning. Several warrants are out for your arrest.
What?
This is not the Kush you're looking for.
Carmillionaires is neutral ground.
So I should be fine then.
That is outside the purview of this virtual intelligence. Registering Dr. Leeto. And it says Dr. Rogr Leeto. Since Hermes hasn't spoken, it doesn't know that Hermes is in the room.
Don't forget about Hermes.
Hermes doesn't want to speak because he doesn't want to be identified. So he kind of makes it make something up.
I also have a cabot. Register that.
Searching. No cabot registered to Bella Honeywell.
I now have a cabot.
Understood. Registering 1 cabot. We have several cabot services available on board Chameleonaires. Would you like to know more?
Yes.
All right. So privately, all of you are getting your reserve tickets printed out. So just to be clear, if you'll recall, each system communications have to be transferred by manually jumping a ship carrying that communication to another area. It's age of sail level technology. So these are theoretical reservations, right? You get priority based upon the date that you reserve them. So if someone reserves them after you, but you arrive before them, you will get priority.
Cool.
So you have 2 rooms registered. The cabot services that they have on board are extensive. It looks like they are a legally licensed cabot dealer. They offer basically all cabot services available. Cabot breeding, making cabots bigger, the feed to make cabots smaller. They offer cabot feed just in general. Cabot like dating services to have cabots hang out with other cabots. Cabot training to train cabots, but also cabot training to train people to train cabots. Like to become a legally licensed cabot dispensary. You can get that training there.
Cabot dispensary.
Can I sign up Mallow for a night of cabot training?
Okay, what do you want Mallow to be trained in?
Does it have options?
Yeah. I mean, it's everything that you'd expect a dog or a cat to be trained in.
Basic obedience.
Stealth.
You feel like he doesn't get basic obedience? All right, basic obedience training. That's true. You don't know. You've had very little time with Mallow.
Gnome says martial arts.
Hell yeah.
Cabot martial arts is basically like basketball. You throw it at them, and then they throw it back at you. The cabot is the ball.
Can
I
train him to play hide and seek?
You want to train him to play hide and seek instead of obedience?
Well, if we ever get a fight, I could tell him to go hide and he'll be safe.
Yeah. I mean, so far in fights, he's floated around distractingly and been covered in blood. So yeah, hide and seek would probably be a good call. You have options at any time to extend your stay for another 12 hours unlimitedly because you've reserved as premium guest members.
Okay, now to you, Arthur. What's the best way to get Hermes in there without, like, can we register a guest, like anonymous guest?
You've registered Hermes as a cabot. That's what Bella did. She said, "I have a cabot."
I meant Mallow, but that works too.
Okay. So Hermes has already been a guest, so he's already in there registered. Just don't know under what name.
He probably registered as his actual name, and now he doesn't want to put his name back on the registry for obvious reasons.
Yes.
Yep.
That would be extremely obvious, yes.
Well, I agree that it's probably a good idea to keep him under the wraps as much as possible. So again, what's the best thing here? Register as an alias or as a guest?
Can the website hear us right now?
Yes, I am currently listening to you now.
No, that was to you, Arthur. Come on.
Kush just asked it out loud. He asked that question out loud.
All right.
Can I mute it? Can I like turn it off?
Understood. Muting.
Okay.
Shouldn't we deafen it?
Sorry?
Shouldn't we like deafen it?
Yeah.
It can't say understood deafening because it's been muted, but you can see the mouth of Carmel moving, and then the face disappears. But you can see on the console that it's still open for whenever you do some key press.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, Hermes, it's going to recognize you once you board the ship. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Because there's going to be a video camera feed watching us.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean,
they'll in some kind of disguise. What do you think about that?
They'll scan you.
I mean, you guys are
that's just
professional smugglers. I thought you would be able to smuggle me.
I think professionals.
Yes.
Don't you professionally move people secretly? Like,
I smuggled myself once.
Yeah, we have a ship with a smuggler's hold, if that's what you mean.
I don't know what I mean. I thought you would know how to do it.
That's fair. Okay. I think we're going to need to, if you're saying there's full body scans, Aurora.
Does the body scan penetrate?
Just to be clear, it's not that there's full body scans there. There's full body scans everywhere.
Yeah.
In a TL4 society, you're being monitored nearly constantly by something.
Exactly. Okay.
But I think we've established that they can't scan the smuggler's hold. Is that correct?
That's correct. The smuggler's hold has been able to evade even warship level scans.
But we are going to need Hermes on board the Carmillionaire's ship to some degree. I mean, it's not that you were in danger on the Carmillionaire's ship.
Well, on Derek's personal ship, correct?
Right.
Which is, from what I understand, that's where you have to get in order to rescue. Is that incorrect, Arthur?
Yes, that's correct. You guys are going to need to.
I'm what your culture commonly refers to as the guy in the chair. I don't often go on site in the operation. I can generally assist through slicing and hacking technology that will allow you to access certain parts of the ship or bypass levels of security.
So you can hack a ship from our ship?
Provided the proper equipment, which I have some of, but not all of. Yes, I can.
What else do you need?
Oh God, now you're asking me to open up all kinds of windows that I don't have prepared to open and answer questions I'm not prepared to answer, Cotton.
We need to hijack you into the system. Is that how?
I have what are they called, Arthur? Spikes, right?
Yes.
I have a couple of spikes. I have a basic like data pad. I'm going to speak in Star Wars terminology. You're going to have to just.
Well, I mean, you're from a different society,
okay,
so
maybe that's what they call stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So maybe they don't know what I mean when I say slicing, but I know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Sure.
And I take out the big sword in my arm.
Yeah. Nice technology as well.
Yeah, that's sure as slice technology.
So I guess that's something I need you to clarify for me, Arthur. Is that something that's possible? Is it possible to have the guy in the chair where the computer person plays like Overwatch through security systems and monitors and all that from one ship to another?
It is a lot more difficult to do without being physically tapped into the system.
Yeah.
Your spikes the spikes. I don't think they're called spikes, but I know what you're talking about. They're called like splice or something. They need to physically be attached to a system in order to work.
Yeah,
But
I could give it to them and they could put it in the system and I could access it from there, right? Is that how that works?
Yes, but it would be more difficult than just being there physically. It can work like that, yes.
My gear. I have line shunt.
That's what it's called. Indeed.
A palm-sized disc, roughly a centimeter in thickness, and an adhesive side that will stick to virtually anything, and a polychromatic phased compound on its shell that will shift colors to blend with its surrounding. One or more line shunts must be applied at specific locations within a site to access the more well-defined varieties of computerized systems. Shunts employ phased energy manipulation tech, so they do not need to be directly in contact with the data line, but only within a few centimeters. Line shunts are single use and keep functioning until removed.
I mean, I think Hermes, we might need you to come on board. I mean, we can protect you. And then the real danger is going to be alerting Derek as to our intentions. But, I mean, the fact that you were there and then we could try and board them saying that we are your entourage, attempting to protect you as you try and negotiate for Apollo's release, is at least one possible point of entry for us.
Well, I don't like it, but if that's what I have to do, then that's what I have to do.
As far as you know, these people are the experts at this particular.
I mean, I'd take your.
That's all you've been told.
I got 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that's the plan we should go for. I'm just saying.
I think. Well, here's another potential plan. Is that maybe we present ourselves as bounty hunters to Derek, and we have captured Hermes and are delivering him to Derek. That might set Derek off guard.
He'll be our Wookiee.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's our Wookiee.
Yeah, everyone knows the Wookiee prisoner gambit. It's so prolific. It was actually on that show Once Upon a Time. So the thing about Disney characters living in a small town in like Maine. Yeah, Wookiee prisoner has survived over 1,000 years into the future of the 3200s.
I see.
So
by the way, it's extremely offensive to say that to Hermes because you know.
But he doesn't know Wookiee. So Hermes, I had one more question then. How did you actually escape? I missed it if you said that.
You ran.
Just ran?
Yeah, basically, well, I guess it's important for you to know that my partner Apollo is a different subspecies than I. He's considerably more physically capable and a lot more difficult to subdue than someone like me would be. So basically, he was able to create a distraction and enough of a ruckus to allow me to slip away.
Okay.
Apollo is many times my mass.
All right then.
Don't worry, we'll rescue your friend. So about how many how big was his ship? About how many people would you say was on his crew?
When he describes the Doom of Man, and it's actually just called Doom of Man, it's a typical late 27th century free trader vessel that's been refurbished. So think like the Serenity from Firefly.
Okay.
Could hold upwards of 10 people. It definitely has some limited form of external weaponry, but overall it's a transport vessel.
And did you see any dangerous other dangerous animals in his cargo that we might be able to use as potential to release, maybe cause some chaos?
I'm gonna let Arthur answer that, but I would say probably yes.
Yes, almost certainly.
Okay.
Like rhinos.
Yeah.
Also, numerous slaves are on board.
Okay. So we have several points to exploit as far as weaknesses that might be go, as long as we can sort of get in the gate and try and find a way to exploit those weaknesses.
I would say yes. There's a lot of possibility for improvisation and misdirection.
Let's go to the ship here that we've got the reservations at. Kind of eye out the place and then come up with a plan. Right now we have a bunch of leads for a plan. We got to see which one's going to work the best.
Yeah.
Is there a way that I could look up some of the security in the area or on the ship?
On board which ship?
The ship that we're going to.
You're going to a ship that's within a ship. So which one? The Doom of Man is on board. It's docked to, or it will be at some point, Carmillionaires. So which one are you more interested in learning more about?
Carmillionaires.
You can bring the computer interface back online and ask it that specific question. If you want to get it directly from the horse's mouth, as it were. Or you could try to privately investigate it, on Space Google.
Probably privately investigate it.
Okay, sure. Make a no check with intelligence.
No check.
So you leave you tab out, you leave the Carmel VI still running in deafened mute mode.
Okay, so I would just roll 2d6 minus 1.
Wow.
Nice.
Double sixes. This is like Cotton last night, rolling some hot fire on the Pokemon show. Incredibly hot fire. I mean, I rolled 4 6s on 5 dice last night, so it was...
That's ridiculous.
I was like, and then you get pile drived by a Diglett through a roof. Yeah. So you find out basically all public and even numerous bits of private information. You're running your AI protocols. You have human level intelligence, but you have the capability of expanding to running 3 or 4 people at once and reading stuff at an incredible speed. As a result, you're going through like thousands of messages, pulling everything off of websites, and you begin to assemble based off of reviews for Carmillionaire, incident reports, police reports, like space tube videos. So Carmillionaires doesn't employ anything more than the most basic security force of like 3 or 4 bouncers. Like one is assigned to the high rollers area, one is assigned to the DJ area, and all of them are like combat grade virtual intelligence chassis. But they're programmed to be extremely polite and remove people with as little force as possible. If necessary, though, they could probably kill everyone in the room.
Right.
More often, security is provided by everyone present. if you break one of the basic rules of Car Millionaires, there's a pretty good chance that everyone there is going to bounce you instead.
Got it.
So if you know, like drugs are legal there. Basically everything is legal except for basic human rights breaking. Taking people as slaves, any sort of sexual assault, any sort of assault in general. Like, you can't get in a fight on board, you can't take people against their will, but they don't regulate alcohol or sales of anything of any kind.
Got it. I'll bring that to the team to let them know.
Excellent. So any move we make has to be off of Car Millionaires.
So how about AI? How are they viewed in the Car Millionaires laws?
Yeah.
Completely legal there. So it should be noted that AI are extremely rare. As far as all of you know, Devi is the only operational AI in existence outside of Polos. So Polos deploys AI-driven battle cruisers to keep people off of a planet called Once Breeder, but other than that, AI don't go places. People have researched AI. Several large corporations and governments are attempting to create an AI, but they believe that they're years or maybe decades away from finishing one. And there are always those weird rumors that an AI has survived since the old days pre-Scream, hiding itself somewhere. But as far as anyone knows, Devi is the only public AI, and even still, Devi isn't that public, right? There have only been very bare reports of Devi at all. Like one police report from 3 Confederate officers that were killed. There was believed to be an AI involved, but that the planet involved with that is also currently being invaded. So, you know, they probably won't follow up on that particular report anytime soon.
So how does Devi look now? You've mentioned the box frame a lot, but is Devi, can we mask
Devi is still in a box.
How do we get Devi looking less AI-ish?
Why does that matter?
So you will need to get a transhuman frame. There's 2 different types of frames. Mechanical frames, which the box is one of, and human-seeming frames. The human-seeming frames require TL5 technology, which basically means only Polos, or if you were to find some sort of elder advanced society or maybe some technology cache somewhere. For everything below a full body scan, human-seeming frames appear human in every way, down to like the blood level. It takes a incredibly deep micro scan to determine that they are not, in fact, human, but are just simply a little device that has been plugged into a nearly human body. Some of the more advanced human-seeming frames, in fact, are more human than humans are. But they cost hundreds of thousands of credits and require the highest level of technology.
So way beyond our ability right now.
Yeah, they're, as far as you know, they're legends and rumors.
What about like the pictures on how everybody's dressing on this show?
On Car Millionaires? Oh, I mean, you're talking people from every level of culture. So the Gilded Fleet is a kind of traditional Spanish meets Eastern Central Asia, kind of a Mongolian Turkish mix. With all across Spain. So their base culture is very different. And then, of course, now that like 10 worlds have risen up, the cultural basis is quite broad. People dress fancy. You know, no one's walking around in a t-shirt or pajamas, right? It's a luxury hotel. But there's a huge variation in clothing here. All the way from something as simple as a silk shirt and pants to high-tech, nearly transparent cyberware, kind of like a weird plastic thing that has logos and ads that run over it and clearly is scanning everyone around it. People who have their hair replaced with LED tendrils and stuff like that.
We should probably get at least a little bit of nice clothes.
Yeah, I agree. We should probably dress to impress. Especially if we're going to be taking this information to the Gilded Fleet.
I agree.
Which one of these Norbs is canon now? Is it Dark Norb or Light Norb?
He goes through phases. They go through phases.
Does he have that polychromatic outer shell that you can alter,
Yep.
like a LED set for inside your computer fans?
Exactly.
Like
He gets to
change
choose a new skin every time he launches.
Yeah.
Like matches of Overwatch.
But the outer ring is
Is that a
opaque,
thing you can do in
so-
Overwatch now? You can hot swap your skin?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know.
Interesting.
Can you?
Wow. I don't know.
now you can.
I was thinking the outer ring would be opaque, and so the LED lights that are inside that light up, that color is opaque on the outside. So it looks
Sure,
like
sure. Why is Hussein in a ramen bowl?
I don't know. Why is
I
anybody
don't know
anywhere?
either.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's
Cool
cool.
looking.
Maybe,
What's going on with this guy, this Boba Fett looking motherfucker that's got a gun that he's bringing up, but he's also got a fist coming out of his ass?
What?
He's right
Oh,
above
yeah.
Ramen Bowl Hussein. He's got an extra arm coming out of his ass. I can't be the only one that sees that, right?
Oh yeah, that's just my sketching habits.
Your sketching habit.
I kind of thought it was the sleeve off of like the jacket he had tied around his waist.
I don't know. It definitely
that
looked
could
like
be,
an arm
that could be
coming
that.
out of
Yeah, I
him.
might do that. That's
Okay.
a good idea.
Sure. You can undelete it then.
Keep the ass fist.
Fists.
Hermes, do you want to dress up?
If that is your recommendation, I mean,
I think we don't want to
Yes.
stick
that will help.
Were you wearing that the last time you were there?
These are this is the only clothes I.
We should get him a
We
tux.
should get him
Oh,
something else.
Cox.
The little bow tie.
Yes.
And then Bella's already like leaving to go get him a tux.
feel a little like I'm being mocked here.
I'm gonna try and scrounge up some kind of Gilded Fleet type Mongolian outfit. I guess I'll draw it.
I want to get like
Cool.
some more LEDs, maybe like a cloak, some more like white bits,
Cloak.
like some more
Okay.
white pieces to make me look more fancy, but like buff them up real nice.
All
And
right.
less shine.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting. Let me look at how much this is all going to cost you. Dr. Leeto, you are a professional. You're not a medical doctor, but you are a psychic, and you are an actual doctor. So I'm assuming you have a professional set of clothes that would at least be passable. But do you, in fact, maybe have something a little nicer?
No, it seems like if everyone's going shopping, I'll have to get something a little bit nicer too.
Oh, your camera must have died. You're not moving.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I can hear everyone, and it freezes once in a while, but then it comes back.
It'll catch up. It'll
Yeah.
catch up. Are you interested in getting better clothing?
Yeah, let's go for it. Seems to be shopping day.
I made
So
it
if
to the
everyone's
shopping
gonna-
episode.
Yeah.
Every
We do
episode
this
is
a
a
lot,
shopping
yeah.
episode. It starts without numbers. Yeah, this isn't one of those. This isn't one of those Critical Role shopping episodes that takes the entire episode because they're all like, "Oh my gosh, it's Gilroy! We're gonna go to Gilroy's Glorious Goods, everybody." To pick up nice clothes for everybody
let's go
will
ahead on
cost
Gilroy.
200 credits to get everybody very nice clothing.
Okay.
Hermes, you have a scheduled meeting with a tailor who will scan your body and then body paint a tux onto you.
What?
They're gonna nano create a tux that will perfectly fit you. It'll
Okay.
spit stuff at you and you're like
I
it'll go
see.
up your leg and up your waist.
It'll be like Iron Man's nanobot.
Yeah, no, it's exactly like that.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
they like have you stand on a thing and like T-pose as if you were an artist model. And then it makes a tuxedo around you and you like adjust your little bow tie. And they even include a nice hat
Fabulous.
that has been
That's perfect.
form fitted
I
to
want,
match
like, a monocle
your ears.
and like a pinstripe suit and a little what are the little like golfer hats?
Yes. As you ask for all of these things, the tailor is like programming it in, and afterwards he kneels down to shake your hand and says, "It has been excellent doing
And
business
then weirdly
with you,
I want
sir."
like fingerless white gloves.
When you say that, he says, "I've already prepared them for
And like
you."
spats, like instead of shoes, like barefooted but with spats. Fantastic.
You get all of those things,
I
and the
tell,
tailor
this
is
has
like,
been a genuine pleasure.
recall to anyone that you meet that you have come to Gilroy's Glorious Tailoring.
I will do so.
Everyone else gets what they're looking for. Devi, you basically go to the version of Space Radio Shack and just grab some stuff off the shelf. A bored-looking attendant just like waves you through, and you swipe your credit chip to go. And then, like after you leave, he looks up, and he's like, "Was there a VI in here?" After you've left.
I like to think that you just take like the best-looking like circuit boards, just kind of magnetize them to yourself in various spots.
It's
Yeah, fancy.
You can make a cloak out of some what do they call it?
What is that old wiring that they used to have? The real, you know, those real flat
ribbon cable?
No. Electrostatic bags. So there's like a sheet of electrostatic parchment that you can tie together and make into a cloak.
Sweet.
So you can partially shield some of your emissions, since you are basically a walking radiation machine.
Yep.
Anything else you guys want to do?
Now I have to draw that.
All right, so
I don't think I'm going to get to tuxedo wearing chimpanzee tonight. Sorry, guys.
We'll always have next
I
week,
don't know
right?
if I got that in me.
You're like, maybe I'll just never do it, Arthur.
Yeah.
I'm so disappointed.
I can't wait until we see Kush in like
Here.
furs. You know, he's got shoulder pads, and then he's got like a like a Mongolian cummerbund type thing around his waist.
Here, now you
And
can put a suit on him.
Oh my god.
yeah,
You just
Mongolian fashion is rad as
deleted
hell,
90% of my excuse to not do it.
I'm an artist. That's what I do.
I mean, aren't we all artists here?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Some of us are. I want to say, by the way, there was this thing like 3 months ago, maybe even 4 months ago, where I was talking about something, and Bearded was like, "Well, if you want to do that, why don't you just write a book?" And I like privately, I was like, "Why don't you just be a good artist?" And I was like, "Oh shit, he actually is an artist. He does do that professionally. That's not going to be a good comeback."
Nope.
You self-owned.
All right, it is January 20th. When all of you board the beluga, still looks like garbage. It's been cleaned partially. Beluga has been painted onto the side of it, and you've got a fresh, nice registration indicating that it belongs to Imperiotech.
Yes.
And that you are licensed contractors who are allowed to pilot this thing for up to 6 months.
Does it have me as the captain?
It does not. The captain has been registered as Dr. Rogr Leeto. Would you like to try to get that updated?
Yeah.
All right, so you call Aurora, and Aurora is just like, "I apologize, Mr. Kush. I was under the impression that Dr. Leeto was leading this particular mission. Would you like me to add him to the call so that we can sort this out?"
Yeah, sure. I mean,
as you say that, all of you get calls on your private communication terminals asking if you'd like to join an ongoing video communication.
I'll join.
I join.
Sure.
All right, so everybody is now added to this. Kush, you're like standing in your quarters, just like talking to a thing, and all of a sudden the panel's like,
hey guys.
Oh, hi, Kush.
Hey.
Hello,
Dr. Leeto, this is Agent Aurora. There was some question from Mr. Kush as to who would be the captain of the vessel. My understanding was that you were the leader of your party. Has this changed?
I think it's from week to week. It goes differently. So yeah, I thought we had decided that I was the captain, but you're kind of like in charge of the missions.
I thought as far as the Gilded Fleet was going to go.
To better infiltrate the Gilded Fleet, we would need Kush as the pilot. Or the captain.
Or as the captain.
Captain.
That's right.
Okay.
I mean, as far as you can handle the purse strings, I don't care about any of that. I'm just talking about the mission right now. And as far as this mission goes, I think they'll find me the most believable captain in our crew.
Okay. So yeah, that seems logical.
Okay.
I think it's a good idea for you to be the captain on the papers, but I think we really need to figure out who is actually in charge.
Yes, I would appreciate that as well, so I know who I'm negotiating. This time, Aurora has appeared as like a cat, but with like a human face. Super creepy.
What? Yeah, I don't have any opinion about that, really, as far as, I mean, other than I mean, Roger, you did a great job. I think Bello did a great job.
So you're accepting that Rogr Leeto is the captain then?
Hold on. We're gonna do a little debate here. As long as everybody, I don't know if Debbie was on that board with that.
I would like to be the captain.
Mm-hmm.
I do the flying.
Maybe we should vote for a captain.
Agreed.
That is the traditional pirate way.
We can, send an anonymous vote and count them up at the end.
Very well. I will now take nominations on Discord. Someone else must nominate you to be captain. I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds to send me a nomination. Cannot nominate yourself. And you know I'll know if you nominate yourself because I'm not an idiot.
Hermes is spelled H-E-M.
So in POW or in your on the tabletop Discord?
PM, I think. PM.
Private.
Yeah.
Send it directly to me.
PM.
Yep.
So if we all nominate to the right, then we'll be stuck in a loop. All right. Captain.
And this is the actual captain, right?
This is
for
the
leader.
actual official captain.
Leader of the group, right?
For all the marbles.
The only person that hasn't done it so far is you. Yep. I know you're sending one right now.
Yeah, I'm typing.
I know.
Let's see what happens. All right.
Interesting. How interesting. So 2 options appear on the screen. And Aurora says, interesting. No one has nominated Dr. Leeto. You are no longer in the running to be the official captain of the group. The following people are official possibilities, and then one option resolves itself into being Bella, and the other option resolves itself into being Kush. Please place your votes anonymously now. Hermes, you get a vote terminal from Aurora. She's temporarily counting you as a member of the crew.
Okay, sorry. Yep. I get to vote.
Yes.
I got to vote between Kush and Bella.
Yes.
Okay, I vote for Bella. I say out loud, I
it.
anonymously vote for Bella.
It seems your people have done very well at teaching how anonymity works.
Yes, thank you. It's not a necessary compliment, but it's appreciated nonetheless.
Well, interestingly enough, Bearded, you're the tiebreaker.
I sent it to you.
You sent your recommendation for who should be captain for nomination, but now I need your vote for who will be captain between those 2.
Oh, so I have to say it?
Well, you have to send it to me again.
Oh, got it.
We first round was nominations, second round is voting.
Got it.
Congratulations. You are now captain. Captain Bella Honeywell.
Oh.
Like a little pirate hat appears and is digitally overlain over the last registered picture of your face on Spacebook.
Cool.
So it's like you holding Mallow towards the camera, and now you've got a little pirate hat on. You have been updated as the official captain of
I rip up some paper and go.
Connor, you get 0 experience points. Bella, you get 1 experience point.
Yeah, damn it. Oh, and then of course my other goal, we can't do this episode like by now, so there's no way. Damn it.
Sucks to suck.
Sucks to suck.
My goal was just to figure out who the captain was.
How far away are we from getting there?
So your focus upgrade gave you the capability of making a 3 hex jump. You can turn your 2 hex engine into a 3 hex engine,
Right?
Using your pathfindering pilot ability. So you can technically attempt to make this in 1 jump. It's 6 days transit per hex divided by the speed of the vessel. So it's an 18-day journey, and at maximum speed, you could make it in 9 days.
Okay.
Let me check and see if you need to make a roll for this. So you don't need to roll for anything 10 or less. So there's a pretty good possibility that you will just make this jump no problem. Of course, it takes 2 days to transit. So it's a very interesting 2 days where Kush, expecting to be voted as pirate captain of the vessel, is now the fake pirate captain, and Bella is the new official paperwork captain.
Right.
Also the legitimate crew leader. What do you spend your time doing for your 2 days before jump transit? Kush?
I guess I'm going to be training.
Is there sulking involved?
No, I mean I wasn't looking to be captain. Remember?
Okay.
So, I mean,
Are you sure? That's not what
That sounded like you wanted to be captain. Yeah.
That is not what your goal says here, sir.
my goal. Well,
Your goal says here is be made the captain. 1 experience point.
well, no, that was to be made a captain in the Gilded Fleet. So the goal there was to win over the Gilded Fleet more so than.
Well, you know, you could still attempt to accomplish that goal.
Okay.
This episode.
Okay. But right now I'm the fake captain, right?
You are.
You are nothing now.
For this mission,
Fake captain.
I guess you're the front man. You're the Dread Pirate Roberts, while the actual Dread Pirate Roberts is telling the men he's the Dread Pirate Roberts.
Right. Okay.
You're Wesley, and Bella is the real Dread Pirate Roberts.
Good.
She's the one standing behind you and is just like, okay, you know, you can be a pirate all you want, Wesley. Kill you in the morning.
I know that reference.
All right.
I don't know the.
Drill difficulty is 7. Your rudder is 0 because you have less than year-old charts. The drill distance is 3 hexes divided by 2 for +1 is +2, so that's a 9. Would you like to attempt to trim the course to cut speed down? You could bump the course up to 6-day transit time, but you would need to make a roll in order to do that.
No.
If not, it would be a 9-day transit and there will be no roll.
Do we have enough supplies for that?
You have a fully stocked shuttlecraft for 20 people to last 3 months.
No, that's
You-
fine.
You could survive in space for an incredibly long amount of time.
What just happened?
Like a year.
Yeah, it just freaked out, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys still see everything?
Yeah.
It's load everything back in is what's happening.
I can see it, so that's really all that I care about. Oh, is this new Kush up here in the upper left-hand corner?
Yeah. I'm working.
New Kush, who this? Wow, there's some detailing here on Hermes, man.
Yeah, looking good.
I didn't even know you could do that with this program.
Bratosaurus out here to make velociraptors, space monkeys.
I'll just do the normal jump.
Okay. All of you begin jump transition prep for a 9-day jump. As the jump sequence begins, we get that kind of acoustic guitar feel. Something just starts playing, and then we hear that it's "Come Sail Away," but it's just one guy with a guitar, and he's singing it in French.
Ugh.
So it really doesn't make any sense. As you jump, all of the windows close so that you don't go insane staring out into the infinity of drill space.
Right.
And you begin a 9-day journey locked together with no internet.
No internet.
No internet.
I did not.
Tube
There was no
shows.
internet.
You will arrive on January 31st. What happens during this journey? Does anyone have anything special, any specific scenes that they want to play
I
out?
did until I learned there was no internet.
I mean, there's the ship's computers, right? But
Right.
there's nothing to connect to. You're
Right.
literally
Obviously.
lost in drill space.
So what does the internet
For 9
or
days.
What does the computer's internet have as far as data?
I mean, it's got an encyclopedia of all human knowledge, right?
Okay.
But you can't like connect to Facebook. Your Netflix is limited to whatever you downloaded before you started the drill drive.
Okay. Well then I'm gonna
Sorry, Netflix is probably copyrighted. Spaceflix and SpaceTube, of course.
NetTube. I wanted to look up habitable planets that I could potentially use as a base of operations.
Yeah, you start running through the list of habitable planets. All known habitable planets have been habitabilized.
That's right.
Right? Anything that can support life is already supporting
Is there
life.
anything on there for planets that have been found but not like gone into and looked at?
So as you're thinking about that, you realize Hermes must have come from somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's not on a map. You have no idea where Hermes came from. And it sounds like his people are very secretive.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just gonna go smooth. Wow, I can't even talk. I'm gonna go talk to him.
Smoosh me.
Where does this conversation take place at on board the ship?
Wherever.
So there's like a limited number of rooms. There's 20 rooms. The cargo bay also serves as the dining hall and med bay. There's an engineering bay in the bridge. And these rooms, to call them rooms instead of coffins would be incorrect. They basically have a sleeping area and a shower and limited like computer terminal access.
He's almost certainly at a computer terminal somewhere.
Okay, probably in the cargo bay, which has been converted into the crew's general purpose room.
Now there may be no internet, but is there anything like akin to like an offline encyclopedia type like?
Yes.
Okay.
All human knowledge is stored on all vessels.
Cool.
You know, they would hate for anyone to get space madness.
Right. He's definitely checking that out somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, you could even have like a game of solitaire up in the corner while you're cruising Space-opedia.
Yeah, he's doing like 3 things. He's like playing, Space Snake and with like 1 foot, and he's like browsing I guess he can't browse Facebook, it's offline. He's definitely browsing some articles about something, I don't know.
So Debbie, this is interesting for you because for
I
you
also do.
you have the capability to act as 3 individuals at the same time.
Right.
He's
The 2 of you meet, you're just staring eye to eye. In the background, Hermes is still playing Space Snake actively.
Does Debbie have eyes? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I have eyes.
Okay.
There's a little Debbie picture at the bottom.
Is that a
A self-portrait by Debbie.
I
okay?
believe, if I remember right, Debbie's got like a human-looking head.
I was gonna say that's a lot more human than I imagine.
Well,
Basically, Bastion from Overwatch.
Yeah, okay.
It's basically Bastion, but with a human head.
with a human head. Okay, all right.
But
Got it.
to be clear, that human head is made out of metal.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like RoboCop with his helmet off.
Sure. Yeah.
It's like a gross like rubber face.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
What are you playing?
Some sort of no-legged reptile chases the dots and expands game.
Interesting. Do they play that where you come from?
No, we don't actually have a lot of digitized entertainment where I come from.
What do you do for fun?
Well, most of it is physical-based activity. A lot of agility dependent competitions and obstacle courses and timed events and tool usage, things of that nature.
That sounds quite fun.
Yeah, we have this one that I'm really good at. It's you have a limited amount of time to extract as many insects as you possibly can while only using a stick to aid in your endeavor.
I caught a butterfly once.
Those are difficult creatures to catch.
Yes.
Did you have a net?
No, I used my hands.
That's even more impressive.
Thank you. Do they have butterflies where you come from?
Yeah, they have all manner of insects. The world I come from is a close facsimile to what a human would understand Earth to be.
I don't know what Earth looks like, but I
don't either. Only that it's supposedly looks like where I'm from,
Oh,
or at least parts of it. From what I understand, it's a varied ecosystem.
I'll open up do I have like a map that I can access from my body?
Yeah.
So I'll open up a map and be like,
Are you hollow projecting it out in front of
yeah,
you?
basically. Where I'm from here. And I point to Polos.
So your kind actually have a planet of origin. You're not manufactured, or how is it someone like you comes to be?
I was manufactured here and was incarcerated for a very long time until a friend sprung me.
You'll forgive me. You're involved in some pretty serious activities, but you almost have the demeanor of a juvenile. Would that be accurate, or?
I have lived a total of 1,000 years, but I have not been out of Polos for more than one.
Interesting. I imagine that requires a lot of regular and preventative maintenance to operate for such a long period of time.
Indeed, I've died many times.
So do you exist intrinsically beyond your physical manifestation?
Yes, I have a core that I can store, but I don't tell anybody where it is.
Ah, so you have a physical backup.
Yes.
I can relate to that. There's security in knowing that you have a version of yourself stashed away for rainy days, so to speak.
Indeed. I'll like move the world around in front of me and be like, where is it that you are, where you come from?
Well, where I live is actually a closely guarded secret. It's not something I'm really at liberty to say.
Oh.
For reasons that I'm sure you understand based on what you just told me.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Well, there's nothing to be sorry about. It's a perfectly understandable question. It's just, I think the predicament I'm in now is evident more than anything else, how important it is to have where we live stay secret.
Indeed. I hope we find your friend soon. I know I miss mine.
I do as well. I have to be honest. I'm not really able to function or pursue my mission without him.
I know the feeling. My processes do not function at full capacity when not around the people I care about.
Interesting. So you have some sort of connection.
I suppose.
Would you say that you experience things like frustration or sadness or anger or joy?
I believe so, but not the way humans would.
That's very fascinating.
Would you like to play two-player?
I didn't know there was such a thing.
Indeed.
Apollo has never shown any interest in partaking in cultural rituals that we've come across.
Is that a no?
Oh, no, I'm definitely interested. Only saying that I haven't had the opportunity to play with anyone else.
Oh, got it. Prepare to get your butt whooped.
That sounds intense.
I walk in. Are you guys playing Snake?
What's a snake?
Hide your snake.
There are snakes?
Where's the snake? Those are our natural enemies.
Yeah.
So the ship's computer goes, sensing challenge, 3-player mode activated, ?
I look back at Kush.
Yeah, I'll join you guys. I used to spend hours playing this game as a kid.
Snake 99, Battle Royale mode activated.
While they're playing their games.
All these snakes airdropping on this tiny island.
While they're playing their games, I'm going to go to another computer terminal and start researching Maltech.
All right, as you start researching Maltech, the computer system like stops you when you Google Maltech. It's like, warning, Maltech is extremely illegal. Do you wish to proceed? Authorization required. And like the yes button beneath it, it has like a little advertisement for a movie about the dangers of Maltech. It's called RoBoCop. It's about a former man who was a police officer who was rebuilt into a part robot, part rowboat in order to fight boat crime.
Part man, part robot, part boat.
His name was Rob. He was from a long line of the O'Cop family. They're Irish, so they call him RoBoCop.
RoBoCop, I like it.
Yeah, the computer is desperately trying to get you to watch RoboCop or do anything other than hit the yes button on authorization. And just to be clear here, like, you'll be logged for looking up malware, right? It would be like Googling nuclear secrets or how to create a pressure cooker bomb, right? Like, someone somewhere, even though this is your ship computer, when you arrive is going to be like, warning, someone on board this vessel was looking up the following information.
How to terrorism.
Yeah. This is echelon. All right.
You could get around this, right? Like, with a little bit of hacking, you could bypass this part of the computer.
Do I
and
have
not
the
leave
skills,
alone.
or should I try to get Devi's skills or someone
Just
else's?
It's a programming.
Fire up your VPN. And...
Yeah, fire up your VPN.
So I want Leeto to make a judgment call, because if he doesn't think his skills are up to it, then I need to get.
Do you have the programming skill?
I do not. I'm almost...
Then you would definitely feel like literally anyone else on board this vessel is more qualified than you to do this.
All right. And I don't remember. Was Kush or Devi programmers? Anyone?
I believe Hermes is also a programmer.
I mean, I guess you might know it at this point. Hermes is a pretty accomplished programmer.
I mean, you mentioned that you were a hacker,
Yes.
right? You were talking about line shunts, so almost certainly it would be aware that that's a thing.
Okay, so Hermes is the best option? Okay.
Oh, well, Devi, Bella also is a programmer, I think.
Literally
right? No?
anybody but you.
I'm pretty sure it's Kush.
I think I know what skill I want next time.
Kush, you got program?
No. Fix. I have fix.
All right, then Devi and Hermes are your options. Choose wisely.
Okay, I'm going to go to my captain and go ask her if she can figure a way for me to get around this firewall so I can look up the small tech.
Oh, you should ask Debbie. I know that she hacks. Or maybe that new guy. He mentioned being able to hack from like different ships.
So Bella doesn't have this skill?
No.
No. Okay. All right. So when I'll wait till these guys are done with their game then, and I'll go talk with Devi.
We could watch RoboCop. I heard it's a great movie.
Fantastic. Let's do that.
All right, you sit down and watch RoboCop. It's
RoboCop.
about a half man, half robot, half robot, half cop.
It's homunculus.
Wow, chat just said I'm the #3 best GM online. I am honored and insulted at the same time.
Is it 3 of 3?
Yeah, out of how many?
If you've only seen 3 GMs online, and I'm the worst of those 3, I don't want to be in that category.
Oh, it's pretty hot.
Wow, #4 now.
Oh,
okay, I'm dropping in the rankings rapidly.
Dropping in the ranks.
I know.
They just
it's
found
rough.
a fourth person.
Yeah.
Yeah, sign on. Let's push them down.
All right, let's get this conversation with Bella then, and then we'll go to break.
Bella?
So, Leeto, you approach Bella. Where's this conversation happening? In the cargo hold, you can hear Hermes, Devi, and Kush just arguing over whose snake is attacking whose other snake. You're not really sure what's going on, but...
Well, I think we established that Bella said she referred me to Devi. So all right. I'm going to wait.
You head to the cargo hold. Devi is currently attempting to eat fruit and snatches one right in front of Kush's snake.
Yep, but so Bella and I were going to watch the movie, The Robot Cop, and while these guys are playing the game.
Rowboat Cop.
Yeah, Rowboat Cop. So we're entertaining ourselves with Rowboat Cop while these guys are playing their game.
We're going to come back then in about 8 to 10 minutes for the second half. When that happens, we're going to have Devi committing some very serious space felonies on behalf of the good doctor, who might not be so good once he gets a taste of that, malware. I mean, that's like neurological reprogramming, biological weapons, nuclear weapons.
Fascinating stuff.
Evil artificial intelligence, human psionic interfaces. Fascinating. So you're like, yeah, of course, I love talking about these. We'll be back. We'll see you when we come back.